I also want to mention Shadow of the Vampire. I think that's actually a great film about filmmaking. It's a horror movie. The concept is it's about F.W. Murnau making Nosferatu, his famous silent classic from 1922. John Malkovich plays F.W. Murnau, and the actor that he hires to star in the movie, Max Schreck, is in this film imagined as an actual vampire played by Willem Dafoe. Murnau basically offers members of his own crew as food for this vampire as they create this production, because Murnau is so intent on authenticity that he thinks the only way you can film a vampire is to find an actual vampire. So it's a really great horror film, a great vampire film, but it's also, in a very subtle way, it's a great satire on the ego of the director. Of imagining somebody literally trying to play God, control a supernatural being like a vampire. The director of that movie, the writer-director Elias Merhige, has not done very many movies, and I think that's really unfortunate because he's so talented. All the ones I've seen I've really liked. He did this really weird experimental movie called Begotten that is sort of non-narrative, that is really disturbing and haunting. And he did this not so great, but still interesting, like serial killer movie sort of following in the wake of Seven called Suspect Zero.
When you were talking about Shadow of the Vampire, it for some reason made me think of Gods and Monsters, just because just thinking about classic horror films, I thought about Frankenstein and James Whale. Have you seen Gods and Monsters?
I have. Gods and Monsters is great. Another really underappreciated one.
I love that movie. Not exactly about film production exactly, but definitely about a quite notable filmmaker. I saw that one a few years ago and didn't even really know what it was. I was just put something on and was totally surprised to see that it was about James Whale, and the sort of the latter part of his life after he'd kind of left Hollywood. The movie kind of gives a summation or just an exploration of maybe who he might have, what he really desired, who he was, like as being a gay filmmaker in Hollywood at the time, where everybody was sort of having to be closeted and private about who they truly were. Movie kind of explores that. It has an early performance from Brendan Fraser, who's also really great in the movie. I think that one's very underrated. I was surprised when I came across that one that I hadn't heard anything about it. I thought it was terrific.